Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Terrell Major, and I am a senior at Karran High School in New Orleans, Louisiana. I try hard to focus on college, but because of the separate and unequal treatment at my school, I can't. As a senior and honor student, this should be the happiest and most exciting time of my life. But the current school system has treated me and my fellow classmates like we were undeserving of an education. And less than the other charter school students in the charter part of the building that took over our school 2 years ago. Adding to the fact that we're being phased out, the Recovery School District has fired our principal and the majority of our teachers during the middle of the school year. New Orleans College Prep Charter School did not accept the students that were currently attending the school. And then it began with a new class of incoming 9th graders. All that remained at the original Karran students were juniors and seniors. There are many problems created by the Recovery School District in New Orleans, such as lack of resources, books, technology, counselor service, and qualified teachers. Classes we need to graduate, and safe environments. Our part of the building is falling apart, but the part the charter uses is all fixed up. The original students that the charter did not accept have been forced to eat on one side of the cafeteria that isn't repaired. But the charter side of the school is nicely painted and it is repaired. Also, while we fight for our historically black high schools and resources, while our white counterparts get to keep their schools and don't even have to ask for resources. This fight for quality education will continue, and we should not have to fight like our great-grandparents, grandparents, and parents had to do in the 1960s for the same resources that other students in New Orleans are not receiving. We are the children of the future, and we will not stop until we have equal access to a brighter future like our white counterparts.
Good afternoon. My name is Karran Harper. I'm a public school parent in New Orleans and co-founder of Parents Across America, and I'm here from New Orleans with the C6 organization representing for New Orleans. The assault on New Orleans public schools began in 2005 with the change in how our state defines a failing school. With this change in law, schools that were improving and making their growth targets at the time Katrina hit New Orleans on August 29, 2005, were now redefined as failing schools. That simple change in law removed 107 of our 128 public schools from the jurisdiction of our local duly elected school board and placed them into the Recovery School District under the direction of the Louisiana Department of Education. The majority of our schools swept into the Recovery School District have been chartered, while others closed and many others never reopened. These changes also caused the elimination of our neighborhood schools, and now parents must apply to several schools if they want to be certain of having a school for their child to go to. You see, in New Orleans, they say we have choice. It's not choice, it's a chance. You put your child into a lottery, and you have a chance of getting into school, and you don't even have a neighborhood school to fall back on. The disparate impact created is that of our 42,000 students, 80% of them attend charter schools. Now, some might have you believe that parents are making choices. You know, we're increasing charter schools, that's what people want. But when you take away my neighborhood school, what choice do I have? That's not a choice. African American students are more likely than their white counterparts to experience schools that are at risk of being closed down, phased out, turned around, or co-located. The schools African American students attend have less experienced teachers, fewer textbooks, counselors, and access to AP courses, gifted programs, and extracurricular activities than their white public school students in New Orleans. African Americans make up 90% of the population of schools that have been closed down and turned over to charter schools, while less than 1% of white students in New Orleans experience school closures or phase-outs or co-locations. Public school parents are guaranteed seats only in Recovery School District schools. You might say that you got a guarantee, but 100% of the Recovery School District direct-run schools are D or F. 79% of the Recovery School District charter schools are rated as D or F. To guarantee me a seat in a failing school system is not choice. It's racist is what it is. It's not choice. White children don't have to go through this. They don't have to go through this. African American students experience a constant turnover. We open up a charter to make it better, then we shut it down because it's failing. Again, the white kids get into the charters that have selective enrollments, and they're never at risk of being shut down. Data shows that the lowest performing schools in New Orleans have upwards of 95% African American enrollment. Yet over 95% of the white students who attend public schools in New Orleans attend a handful of high-performing schools in New Orleans. This disparity leaves African American students with a substandard education when compared to the educational opportunities provided for their white counterparts. And I just want to, if you could fast forward to slide number 13, you just go through those, because just go back. I just want to tell you, one more back, go back. This one school, Lusher Charter School, this school here, before Katrina, was a 98% African American school. Right. 98%. That school, a magnet school, decided it wanted to become a charter school in the days after Katrina, when they were handing out charter schools like candy. Lusher Charter School received a charter, and they wanted to expand into another building. They expanded into this building. When we repopulated New Orleans, the children at Forshade High School were not able to go back to that school. That's right. And my child attends the school. Yes. He went to the Lusher Charter School, Lusher School before, but when they moved into this building, where 98% of the enrollment was black, today, only 32% of the enrollment is black at that school. Now, is this how we're going to talk about turning around schools? We take out the children who were there before, and we put in new children? Sure, Forshade High School was an F school, and Lusher School is an A school. But you have to test when you are in kindergarten to get into Lusher School. You could advance it. You have to test in kindergarten. That's not how we should be turning around schools. We're not talking about buildings, we're talking about children. Right. Living and breathing children. And when you talk about turning around the school, no, you need to be talking about transforming the academic performance of our children who are struggling. Schools, that sounds innocuous. You know, it's depersonalized. Let's start talking about children improving and not schools improving. Yes. So 7 years after Katrina, was it worth it? I have to say no, it's not worth it. You know, when we have to give up the right to an elected school board, and our white communities throughout the state don't have to give up that right, it's not worth it. When you look at the fact, here we are 7 years later, 100% of the schools swept into the Recovery School District are rated D or F. No matter how their propaganda tries to tell the story about gains, I'm talking about where we are today. You took schools that were successful and improving, and you made them worse, and worse yet, you violated my civil rights. Now, what we want to happen, we recommend a moratorium on charter schools, school closures, phase-outs, and co-location. We got to stop this. We recommend that the United States Department of Education use the Sustainable Schools Transformation Model as one of the turnaround strategies for underperforming schools. And we demand an immediate investigation of our civil rights, our Title VI civil rights complaints. Thank you.